So we're jumping the gun a little bit, but in the future, if we were to have children, would we adopt, or would one of us carry the child, or like how would we go about that?
So in terms of gender roles in our relationship, I really don't feel like we've ever faced too many people asking us, you know, who provides what, who is the man, who's the woman in the relationship, but we do discuss that from time to time in terms of like who's gonna be cooking, who's gonna be cleaning.
People always look at us and they're like, you don't look like lesbians.
So who's the top?
That is a question that people tend to feel the right to ask.
One of the most annoying comments that we get as a gay couple is who is the man and who is the woman in the relationship?
The man and the woman? Yeah.
Who's the man in our relationship?
Don't you mean husband? Does Denise play the father-like role in our daughter's life?
Which first of all is just confusing because we're gay, so there's obviously not a man.
None of us are the woman, hence why it's a gay relationship. It's you guys.
Because they always presume that one of us should look like a man and one of us should look like a woman.
I look masculine in comparison to Ebony. She's feminine.
Like, I think that people get stuck on this idea that masculinity is meant to balance out femininity and vice versa.
And it sounds like they're trying to assign masculine and feminine characteristics to a relationship that only has masculine people.
But there should be a feminine one.
Like, that's the norm, is that there should be always a man and a woman.
I guess I kind of look like a man, but I don't portray the daddy figure in our family.
Those strict gender norms won't ever really work for our relationship.
I really don't think gender roles should have a role in a relationship because not all relationships are heteronormative.
The society we live in is heteronormative and it drives me crazy.
Even in a straight relationship, it's not like every guy takes on those dominant roles. Like, there are lots of straight relationships that I know where like the girl is more of the dominant person in the relationship.
Kind of what they're saying is
who's kind of the feminine one doing the feminine sexual activity.
Also, I think people presume that masculine guys top and feminine guys bottom.
We've literally had someone ask us straight out, like, okay, who's the top?
Do lesbians scissor?
It's
none of your business.
none of your business. You would not ask a straight couple this.
Why would you think that you had the right to ask somebody such an invasive and personal question?
You would not go around and say, okay, what do you guys do in bed? What happens there? You don't do that.
Why would you ask that? That's terrible. Why would you even ask that?
It's just not appropriate, and I don't know why people think that they have the rights just because they don't understand something to go up to someone and ask them about their personal life and what they do behind closed doors. And if you really want to know, why don't you Google it?
The assumption that there has to be a top and there has to be a bottom and then assigning masculine and feminine characteristics to both of these roles completely is destructive to other people and tells them that they are less than or submissive or more than and dominant, and it's just kind of like a messed up system.
And also people forget that there isn't just top and bottom, that's the critical, everyone just presumes everyone has a role. People averse, they switch.
Yeah, why don't you just not objectify more people in their relationships by asking them rude and invasive questions?
I think the whole point though is that you don't need one male and one female. Like, that is like asking a vegetarian what part of their salad is meat. Like, no. Don't be an idiot.
Why should all relationships have to follow that standard of, you know, the man makes the money but the woman stays home and clean? I think that's a little outdated.
It's so
just
old
ignorant.
school.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's not the
anymore.
50s anymore.
I just hate how unrecognized and invisible it makes our relationship feel.
Right, it's like we're people, not a stereotype.
People need to understand that we are raising our daughter to know that she has two moms.
People need to start realizing that now there are gay couples in the world and there's lesbians in the couples in the world and
all these different genders of couples in the world.
They're both female, they're both male, there's no man and woman relationship. People say that as if that's what there should be, and it's just not how it is anymore.
Yeah.
Fact is, yes, we are lesbians, and lesbians can look like anything and be with anybody that they choose to be with.
I'm the Cammy in the relationship, you're the Shannon.
And together we're a couple.
That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
We are going to be able to know who's going to provide what in the relationship, because the only thing that we really need to provide is love for each other.
Right.
So, we're jumping the gun a little bit, but in the future, if we were to have children, would we adopt, or would one of us carry the child, or like how would we go about that?
We both do want to adopt.
We do!
As far as carrying a child, I'm not opposed to it.
You do have a really big side piece, though.
Yeah,
like
well, not me. Like, I don't think, I don't want to fuck up my tattoo.
So Grace don't carry a child because she's worried about getting stretch marks on her beautiful tattoo.
Hey, I paid a lot of money for that thing. But, like, if you had the desire to carry a child, I'd be like, go for it, babe.
I don't feel that compulsion to have a biological connection to my child.
We definitely both want to adopt. No question. If she really wanted a biological child, but really didn't want to carry it, or there was risks for her to do that,
yeah,
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Let's get you pregnant.
Okay.
So, has anyone ever asked you, so who's the guy in your relationship? And if so, how do you react to that? What's the right way to respond to that? I get asked that a lot, and to be honest, I don't know what the right way to respond to that is, because what happens when somebody asks me that is I get internally slightly offended, but externally I'm really non-confrontational, so I kind of just brush it off. And then if I'm feeling really social justice-y, I'll be like, haha, no, we're both women, so that's kind of the whole point. But that's about as far as I go into the whole, like, advocating for the destruction of gender roles in real life, because online I'll talk your ears off about it, but in real life it's so different, because I don't know, society is so conditioned to adhere to these gender roles, and so once I get social justice-y, I just sound pretentious and preachy. So I usually just get internally offended, but externally I'm like, ha ha ha, no, this is When
I get asked that question, I'm like, neither, kind of a thing. And I just say neither. I'm like, neither one of us. And then I usually like try to like lighten the mood and be like, I like being the little spoon sometimes.
Do you consider one of you to be more of the provider in the relationship?
No. So both of us have careers, you know, in different areas, like completely different things, but we both...
I'm a secret agent.
Yep, she's a spy. And,
you're the president
of the world.
Of the world.
But, we both try to be as financially transparent.
It's true.
Yeah, we try to be as, like, when...
We, like, actively talk about money. Not because we like to talk about money, but because... Like, it's a hard conversation to have, so if we just have it, it's out of the way.
Anything that's a decently big purchase, we do talk about before we buy it.
For example, yeah, we do, and we split it. For example, rent we split. When we furnished the apartment, we split that. We're going on a big trip in 8 days, and we're gonna split that.
When it comes to who's the provider, we both are.
But if we're being honest, I think when it comes to, like, dinner, mostly dinner, mostly going out, mostly dinner and movies and dates, you probably do pay more frequently than I do, but my interpretation of that is because
I like to.
You like to, and you ask to, and I like to make you happy.
Yeah.
Well, and then if I ever feel like you've done it too much, or if you feel like you've done it too much, I try to step in.
Yeah. Well, and usually what I'll say is, hey babe, can I take you on a date?
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. And when I do that, it's kind of me just being like, hey, let me take you out to a dinner and a movie. Baby, let me take you out. We can get a smoothie.
Follow me on Twitter.
Ashley Mardell. Okay, let's go. We'll do introductions. If you don't need them, then you can just
cut them out.
Get rid of them. If you can hear cats in the background,
we have too many.
We have 3,000. Do I have anything in my teeth? No.